Hi all. Today we're going to be discussing our daily crafting writs and how to make some pretty simple gold from that. So first you're going to find an equipment crafting writs board. There's usually two in just about every major city. So right now I am in Vardenfell and I'm going to accept all of these. You can see it pops up. Before we do anything, I'm going to show you skills. So at the bottom of your skills, you'll see all of your crafting skill lines that open up as soon as you click on one of the various tables. So by walking up and clicking on a blacksmithing anvil, it will automatically open up blacksmithing for you. You'll start out at level 1 like all the other skill lines, and by crafting and turning in your daily writs, turning in master writs, and deconstructing and researching, you're going to level up these skill lines. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. You'll see in each of the skill lines there are different skills. A lot of them have basically all the same ones. So your first one's going to be what you're able to craft. For most of these, like the different levels. So you'll see that different items have different item levels, starting at 1, going up until CP 160. And that first skill will usually be the one that determines what item level you're able to craft. Then you're going to see Keen Eye, which they all have about the same thing, I think, except provisioning, maybe. And you can make the items out in the overland more visible. So, like wood pieces on the ground, the logs and stuff, or the flowers and mining nodes, jewel crafting, they will become lit up so they're easier for you to see if you put points in this one. The hirelings will give you materials in the mail every day from the different hirelings. They all have little names and they send you little messages. Some of them are pretty funny, and they'll send you different materials in the mail each day. The extraction will give you better materials in return when you deconstruct. So we'll talk about deconstructing in just a minute, but all of the different extraction skills and the different skill lines make it so that you get more materials from that. And also, it makes it so that when you go to refine, you can get more of the materials, the better materials from that. The research one is probably the most important one right now. Starting out, that should be one of the first ones that you start doing. When you start crafting or when you start a new character, the first thing you should start doing is your crafting. You should start researching each item, which we'll go into in just a minute. It's very important. You want to be doing as many as you can and have a timer going at all times. This one makes it so that if you are going to improve an item, so say you have a piece of gear and it's purple and you want to make it gold, instead of it costing, I'm not sure what the base one is, but it's probably outrageously expensive. So let's just say 20 resins to upgrade a woodworking item. You'll now only have to spend 8. So that's really good. And it also makes it so that it's a guaranteed upgrade instead of taking a chance at losing the item. So I think these are the skill lines for that. They're all about the same. I think provisioning's the only one that has some different stuff. So this one makes it so that your food lasts longer, your drinks, and you create more food and drinks when you create something. And something similar with alchemy is medicinal use. You definitely want this one. It makes, when you take a potion, it makes it last 30% longer. So instead of it being, this is just numbers instead of it being, 30 seconds. You get 30% more time on that, which is huge, especially, in trials and things. So let's get into the crafting section. So we've already accepted our daily crafting writs. So we're going to go up here to create. Now, if you hit triangle, you can take this off. Say you wanted to craft something that's not a quest item, and it will give you the option to craft everything in whatever level or style or trait. However, we're doing quests, so we're going to select quest only, and you now only see the items and the level and the traits, which in this case there are no traits, that you need for the quest item. It's so simple. It didn't used to be this way. A lot of old school players were just blown away when this was implemented into the game. Um, so you just hit square to craft, and if you see down at the bottom, if you hold square, you can craft multiple of the items. We're not going to do that today, so we're just going to hit square and square. So we're going to go, I'm going to show you where to turn this one in here in this specific town. Once you complete all 7 of your writs, there's the other board. You can see right there. And you're going to do all 7. You're going to walk over here and you're going to turn it in. So when you complete, it's going to give you some experience. It's going to give you gold. In my case, 725 gold per turn in. And it gave me a reward coffer, which I'll come up here and I'm going to open it. And I get a writ, surveys, so I can get more materials. And pretty often, because I'm a Grandmaster Crafter and I've been doing my research and learning motifs and things, I will get gold materials. Sometimes I'll get more than one gold material. That's another thing with the hirelings. Sometimes they will send you gold materials. So that's pretty neat. So we're going to talk about deconstruction. We're going to come over here to blacksmithing. We're going to deconstruct. So these intricate items here mean that you're going to get more inspiration or more experience towards the skill line if you deconstruct those. I'm already at 50, but it doesn't hurt to get the materials. So I'm going to select as many as I want, and I'm going to hold down square, and I'm going to deconstruct all 8 items. Now, if you scroll down, you can see that I can research some of these. If I go into my research tab, you'll see all of the different body pieces for blacksmithing, all of the weapons, and it's similar for woodworking and jewel crafting and clothing. I have 3 out of 3 researching right now, so I don't need to research one. But if I had an open spot, I would scroll up here at the top, find one that has an empty. There we go. So it says right here, it is researchable. So that means I can research that trait. So I would click on it with X. It's going to ask me if I'm sure, because once you select it, it's going to destroy the item. So you destroy the item, but it researches the trait. And it's really important to research the traits that you need, especially because if you want to reconstruct at a transmute station, or transmute an item also at a transmute station, or even craft one of the craftable sets in the correct trait, you need to have researched it. So that's probably one of the most important things that you're going to do when you start a new character is get your researching done. So that is deconstruction. That is researching. We're going to come up here to refine. And you're going to see all of your raw materials in a list here. I don't have much. I just refined this morning. So I'm going to select all of the items that are 10 or more. Then I'm going to hold down square. And it's going to ask me if I'm sure. And I'm going to hit X. And it's going to show me on the far right all of the items that I recovered from refining. So let's say, so when I refined this morning, I had 4,000 ancestor silk. So when I went in to refine my ancestor silk, 4,000 of them, I gained, I think, I don't know, 61 dreg wax from that. So this is also how you're going to get your purple and gold materials as well, is from refining. So when you see a material node out in the world, such as ancestor silk or platinum seams, things like that, you're going to want to collect them. Then when you have, you know, a pretty hefty stack of them, you're going to come and you're going to refine them to get your more expensive, more rare materials. And I think that's just about it for the crafting. If you notice, um, I got a little, a hefty amount of gold just from turning in one of the quests. So if you turn in 7 of those per character, I think what was it, 725 maybe I got from that. So you're gonna do that 7 times, and that's 5,075, and that's per character. So you get 5,075 gold per character per day. So I have 10 characters. I'm going to times that by 10. That's 50,750 gold per day per character. And if you already have this kind of the procedure down, you know what you're doing, especially here in this particular city. I come here, I can get all 7 of my writs done in under 2 minutes, and then I switch to my next character. So let's just say 2 minutes per character with load times. You know, that's only 20 minutes, and I've made 50,000. So it's really not like a whole lot of life-changing gold, but it's really big because it's easy. It's easy gold. So if you're starting out, you're a new player, you want to start a bunch of uh, characters, you just got to get them to level 10 and then get them certified, which can be another video. We'll talk about that because it takes a while. You've got tons of gold. It's no big deal. So, anyways, I hope that was helpful, and thank you guys for watching.